Hi guys, this is my Sister Wives Season 16 Episode 9 recap and reaction. This episode is appropriately called Two Cliques, and you guys can all just guess what those two cliques are. The episode begins with clique number 1, Mary and Robyn. Mary and Robyn do tend to stick together. Remember that Robyn had offered to be a surrogate for Mary after she gave birth to Solomon. Mary is also the one who brought Robyn into the family, and Mary even divorced Kody so that he could marry Robyn and adopt her kids. There is plenty of history here, and from what I see in my comments, a lot of you guys think Robyn is using Mary. I don't necessarily agree. I just think it makes sense for them to band together because they're just not going to be in clique number 2. Probably not gonna happen, you know? Anyways, Robyn and Mary at the beginning of the episode get lawn chairs and sit down for a venting session. Why do I feel like they're always sitting down on lawn chairs on this show? I mean, they constantly do. Mary's venting includes saying that she feels like nobody gets her. She says, "This is stupid." She's frustrated with Kody. She's frustrated with being alone. She says, "This is stupid." Mary tells Robyn, "Do you know how hard it is to be an outsider? Am I a sister wife if I don't have a husband? It's a really weird position." Robyn is also venting. She says she didn't sign up for monogamy and she's been begging to be part of this family and she's tired of being questioned. She's also worried about the kids that aren't seeing their dad. We also learn that Robyn's mom calls her the Brown family scapegoat. Apparently, her mom told her all they do is blame you for stuff. Well, this episode is off to an uplifting start. Not. I do think that Robyn can sometimes be a scapegoat, honestly, but sometimes she says stuff kind of passive aggressive in her confessionals. Like later in this episode, she says something like, "My kids respect their dad." Comments like that are probably not earning her points with Janelle and Christine and the rest of the kids. Like, honestly. Mary says, "No one's fighting for this family right now except for you and me." That's where we're at. So it's like Robyn and Mary are the Brown superheroes. They're trying to put the family back together, but whatever they're doing, I don't think it's working. And I don't think anyone's trying hard enough at this point. I don't know. Next, let's go to clique number 2, who are meeting at Christine's house. And they're meeting for their own venting session. Christine asked Janelle, "How do you feel about the other day?" And she's referring to the conversation where Janelle ended up telling Kody to F off. You'll remember from last week at the end of that episode. Janelle says she left and she was so overwhelmed, she felt like she was being treated like a child. And Christine says that she showed Aspen the list of rules from Kody, and she started crying. She said, "I can't follow these rules, it's impossible." And she was the one who said, "It's ridiculous that I can't see my family over Christmas, so I need you to come for Thanksgiving." So it looks like Aspen actually initiated the whole Utah thing, or planted the seed at least. Janelle's like, "I actually think me and Christine's Thanksgiving will be way more fun." Oop. I mean, Janelle in this confessional is savage. She also says, "I'm not gonna leave my kids home and go have Thanksgiving with Robyn and Robyn's kids and Mary and Kody." She looks like that's the last thing she would ever want to do in her confessional. Robyn says, "It hasn't been easy to be careful, but my kids respect their dad." And again, it's like those little jabs here and there. Not good, not good. Janelle says when she was staying home, actually, and she was isolated during those first weeks of the pandemic where everyone was staying home, she struggled with her mental health. Her big accomplishments for the day would be to shower and put on clothes. And she said it was worse than postpartum depression, which she had with Gabriel. So honestly, for her mental health, she needs to be doing stuff out and about. And a lot of people can relate to that. It's a very tricky time, especially for mental health. Okay, so after those 2 Clique meetups, we have a feel-good moment. Mary finally goes over to Robyn's to see the kids after all these months. I didn't see Kody there to greet her, but she's finally going to hug someone, so this is good. They all hug her, and she's very emotional. They're doing a group hug. They're like, "Can we touch her? Oh my gosh, we can touch her." Poor Mary, I wonder how long it's been since she actually had a hug, which is so sad. Robyn then in the next scene sits down with her kids to let them know Christine and Janelle are going to be in Utah for Thanksgiving. They're ditching the family. She says, "Dad put together a list of what each house has to do for us to get together, and Janelle said that her house, they can't follow the rules." And Aurora chimed in and said, "Able to or willing to?" And later she says something like, they kind of like said, "Screw it." So obviously Aurora is very Team Robyn, to be expected. Now it's finally Thanksgiving, and typically Mary, we learn, does the turkey, Janelle does the pies, but this year Robyn asked if she could try the turkey. Mary thought it was a little weird, but she's like, okay, fine. But she felt so weird not bringing a turkey, she still brought one, and she actually pretended like she brought her own turkey. But it was a Rice Krispie turkey with candy stuffing. It was really cute, and Kody really likes Rice Krispie treats, so she's really trying. She's trying for sure. And Kody mentioned that this Thanksgiving was very peaceful. And then they cut to Christine, and she's at Aspen and Mitch's, and she says she's glad she didn't let COVID control her life. And she's kind of, happy to be there, and it's kind of foreshadowing. Maybe she's enjoying it a little bit too much. And Janelle is at her sister's. Robyn then says, this is small, it's quiet, it's a marked difference, a prick to my heart. And Kody says, this Thanksgiving made him realize who is loyal to him and who's not. So God knows what the repercussions of this will be, but next week it's Christmas, and I think everyone goes, and Gabriel finally confronts Kody. Can't wait for that. I think the confrontation takes place where else? On Coyote Pass. So thank you so much for listening the whole way through. If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. I have a lot more Sister Wives content. I'm just realizing that I've been talking about Sister Wives so much lately. If you have any shows, that you'd like me to talk about, please mention it in the comments. And yeah, I'll try for sure. Thank you guys. All the best. Bye.